All right, so let's kind of pick up where we left off. I mean, these, like I said, integrated circuits are very complicated, but let's just take a look at this schematic. Let's pretend for a second that this schematic is laid out somewhere on this chip. Let's say it's laid out down here in this little region right here. That's what we're going to take. This entire schematic is in that tiny little region that I just drew. So let me actually take a little red and kind of draw a box there. Well, maybe that's not going to show up. Maybe I can take a different color. I'll just draw it. I'll just really color it in. We'll see it. We'll see it. So it's right here. Let's just say that's where my circuit is. It's going to be right there. All right. And so I have some signals here. I've got VCC, I've got VEE, and I've got Vout. Those are three signals that I need to that I care to interface with. I care to pass some input power on the plus side. I care to pass some power on the minus side. So maybe this is 5 volts, maybe this is ground, and then I care to read out my output. I want to know what my output voltage looks like. So what I would do then is at this level right here where I'm looking, I would actually physically make connections. Like I was saying, we're going to we need to go from the blue layer all the way up to the top of the chip to one of the pads on the top of the chip. And you can see the pads here. Each one of these is a pad, right? You can see there's, I think this one has 128 pads. Maybe it's more. But each one of these, let me pull out my red. Each one of these is a pad. Okay, so I'm looking at my little circuit that I have laid out here, and I want to be able to interface with these signals. I want to be able to send a 5 volt to the chip. I want to be able to send a ground to the chip, and I want to be able to read V out from the chip. So what I'm going to do when I do my layout is I'm going to connect up. You can see this yellow connection that they have here is connected to this pad, and then that pad I can now connect over to. So let's say I actually physically apply 5 volts right here to this pad on the circuit. Now that 5 volts is going to get sent into the chip and into my circuit and power it. And then I also want ground. So I'm going to send a ground into my circuit as well. And now this pad is going to be at 0 volts. And then I connect to that pad and I get 0 volts in my circuit on the chip. Okay, so this is what's happening with these pads. And so I'm going to go to the next slide now so you can see what happens. Each of these pads, so when you finish laying out an integrated circuit, it gets packaged in this black kind of casing. You may have seen chips that look like this. If you haven't yet, you will in the future slides, and you definitely will in your labs. CPE 200 lab will show you chips like this. Anything you ever build, really, you're going to use some kind of an integrated circuit. Each one of these legs is associated with one of these legs, right? So let's say I'm looking at this far left side here, and then each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the list is associated with one of these legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down the list. And so if I want to interface with my chip, I can send, let's say this was my 5 volts, I would ground this, I would maybe connect a probe here to measure V out on an oscilloscope or something, and so on. This is a very big chip with a lot of legs. They get to be much smaller than this. I think in the next slide I actually have, oh no, I have wire bonding. So in another slide down the road, we're going to talk about different types of packages. This is called the package. So I say this is a packaged IC. This is the layout. And once you're done laying it out, like I said, you do this in software. You send it off to a chip fabrication house, or a fab house, sometimes they're called. And they will go ahead and package it for you and send it back to you just like this. And so you laid out you designed your circuit. That's this schematic here. You went into Cadence and you laid it out. That's this layout here. And then you sent it off to a fab house. They fab it and send it back to you packaged just like this. And now this chip is ready to be put on a circuit board. This is a surface mount integrated circuit, and that's ready to be soldered onto a circuit board, and signals and power can be sent to it and from it and interfaced with. And this is the essence of electronics. This is what's going on in just about any electrical circuit, any electronic circuit, any appliance in your home, your phone. This is how it's all done, okay? In the next video, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pause here. I'm gonna talk about wire bonding, but basically, yeah, let me just stop this video here. I think it's gotten a little bit long, so I'm gonna end it.